In the next couple of minutes, you will learn everything you need to know about traveling to Thailand on a visa exemption. I will explain what is a visa exemption, who is eligible, how long is a visa exemption valid for, can visa exemption be extended and for how long, how much does it cost, what are the required documents, and at the end of the video I will compare visa exemption to other available visas for tourism purposes in Thailand. I will also include some useful tips for people planning to visit Thailand on a visa exemption anytime soon. In this video I want to focus specifically on the visa exemption because I believe this is the most hassle-free way to enter Thailand as a tourist at the moment. Make sure you watch carefully until the end so you will not have any problems at the immigration or at the airport. Without any further ado, let's dive into it. There are currently 64 nationalities eligible to enter Thailand on a visa exemption. I will include the list of these nationalities in the description. So if your country is on that list, does it mean that you can just grab your passport, board a flight and come to Thailand? Well, kind of. There are a couple of things you need to keep in mind when coming to Thailand on a visa exemption, and this is why I'm making this video. Most importantly, nowadays everyone coming to Thailand must secure the certificate of entry. Yes, everyone, even Thai people. If you don't know what a certificate of entry is, I already made a full video about how to obtain the certificate of entry and how to travel to Thailand in 2021. I will put the link down in the description so you can watch it after this video. But for now, let's focus on visa exemption. So we already know who is eligible for visa exemption. Now, let's talk about how long a visa exemption is valid for. Normally, visa exemption is valid for 30 days and can be extended one time for additional 30 days. Nowadays, things work a little bit different though, and you may get 45 days initially because you will waste those first 15 days in the quarantine. However, if you are entering Thailand through Phuket Sandbox program, you may not get 45 days and just 30 instead. My advice is, even if you are entering through Bangkok, be ready to get just 30 days. If the immigration officer at the airport will grant you 45 days, then good for you. But if not, then at least you will be prepared. This is what I did when I was entering Thailand last time. I was ready to get 30 days, but my passport got stamped for 45 days. This is important for you in terms of return ticket, which we will talk about later. Important thing to keep in mind is that you can enter Thailand on a visa exemption only twice per calendar year. Note that this is calendar year, not 365 days. That means, for example, that if you came to Thailand in November and then again on March the following year, and then yet again you want to come in May the same year, you are allowed to come. This way you arrived 3 times in Thailand during the last 365 days, but only twice in a calendar year, so you're all good. Price. Visa exemption is free of charge. And for the 30-day extension, you will have to pay 1,900 Thai baht. I will make a separate video about extending the visa exemption, probably tomorrow, and I will link it down in the description when it's ready. I will also explain in that video what are your options after extending your visa if you would like to stay even longer. But for the purpose of this video today, all you need to know that it is possible to extend your visa exemption after arriving in Thailand. Return flight. This has always been one of the main issues for people traveling to Thailand. Let me clarify. Yes, when you are entering Thailand on a visa exemption, you need an onward or return flight. So what if you are traveling to Thailand on a visa exemption and you don't know how long you will stay? Unfortunately, if you don't know how long you will stay in Thailand, you will still have to present the onward or return flight. Most likely you will be asked to present it even before boarding your flight to Thailand. Your airlines may deny you if you will not have it. You may also be asked to present it again upon arriving in Thailand on the airport immigration. But don't worry, I have an easy solution, as I know that you don't want to waste money on a flight that you will not use. There are 3 ways you can approach this. Solution number 1, book a refundable flight with a free cancellation and cancel it after arriving in Thailand. Solution number 2, book a flexible flight which allows to change dates and modify your flight after arriving in Thailand. Solution number 3, book the cheapest possible flight from Thailand to any country. Usually you will be able to find a very inexpensive flight. Yes, in solution number 3 the money will be wasted. On the other hand, in solution number 1 and 2 you will not waste any money. However, you will freeze a larger amount of money to book your flight. This is totally up to you which one you will go for. Note that some people claim this onward ticket is not required. Let me repeat, onward ticket is obligatory, but sometimes you will get lucky and nobody will check it. With that being said, I believe it's not worth taking the risk and stressing yourself. Just book the onward flight. Other requirement that you may be asked for is proof of accommodation. It used to be neglected for many years, but recently in 2020 and 2021 they became more strict about it. Again, it is possible that nobody will ask for it, but my strategy is that it's always better to be safe than sorry. So book your accommodation. If you don't know where are you gonna stay in Thailand, or you will stay with a friend, then simply book the cheapest refundable accommodation you will find on booking.com or anywhere and cancel it after arriving in Thailand. Many of them do not charge any deposit, so it's 100% risk-free and you will not lose any money. One more requirement that you may be asked for is proof of funds. According to the rules, you must have at least 10,000 Thai baht per head when entering Thailand. Yes, the amount can be equivalent in a different currency. Usually a bank account statement or cash will do. I have never been asked for it in Thailand, but hey, it is a requirement, so you have to keep it in mind. So how does the visa exemption compare to other visa options? Most travelers coming to Thailand for tourism purposes choose between tourist visa, visa on arrival, visa exemption, and special tourist visa. Yes, visa on arrival and visa exemption are 2 different things. Now, if you are eligible for visa exemption, do not even bother with visa on arrival. Visa exemption is way more convenient and does not require any processing at all. Meanwhile, a regular tourist visa is a visa that you process at a Thai embassy or consulate abroad before coming to Thailand. The only advantage of tourist visa is that it is valid for 60 days initially and can be extended by additional 30 days. So you get a total of 60 days on a visa exemption and 90 days on a tourist visa. The special tourist visa is soon expiring, so I do not recommend this one, as it is the most complicated one to process and you will not be able to extend it anymore after September 30th, 2021. And this is all you need to know about visa exemption in Thailand. If you've learned something today or you find this video helpful, you can consider supporting my channel. To do that, check out the links down in the description. If you think this video is useful, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to leave a comment. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.